What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse from the Suicide Squad, Polka Dot Man. And so here we have Polka Dot Man posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Polka Dot Man does come with two different gauntlets for his right arm. We do have his closed gauntlet, and then we do get an open gauntlet. We do get his special powers with some polka dots going through them. I do love the effect. I just wish they had some green polka dots. And then we do get his goggles, which do attach to his head nicely. He, of course, does come with the head of the King Shark Build-A-Figure, as well as the belly of the King Shark Build-A-Figure, which we'll have a better look at when he's all put together. And then finally, he does get a Mcfarlane display stand. Other than that, nothing else that he comes with. I kind of wish that he came with two open gauntlets so that we could have his powers on both sides, but that's neither here nor there. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a closer look at Polka Dot Man. And so here we do have Polka Dot Man, and I really do like the way this figure came out. I do have him with the goggles on because, one, I do like the way the figure looks with the goggles. I actually prefer him with the goggles on. They should have just sculpted this onto his face rather than making it an accessory. But another reason I like the goggles is I'm not keen on the face. I don't know if you guys can see, but one eye is actually lower than the other, and it's not just the way his head is. They actually painted one eye higher than this eye. You can actually see where his eye is supposed to be painted on versus where it's placed. And then, yeah, it's obvious that the right eye is higher than it should be. It's not a bad likeness to the actor, but it's not 100% likeness. So, yeah, let's keep the goggles on because, honestly, he looks much better with the goggles on. And I think that's something Mcfarlane should have done, is just sculpt the goggles on him. They could have still made it a separate appliance, just glue it down somewhere. But yeah, I like the goggles. They're a really nice touch. I think another thing he would do well with is a little bit of shading on the skin. Maybe some hints of a 5 o'clock shadow, but not a big deal overall. I do like the costume. It's really comic book accurate. There's a lot of things that it does take away from the comics, which I do like when movies do this with costumes, where they get the comic book adaptation and do a really good job of putting it in the movies. Polka Dot Man, as you can see, is wearing his beige jumpsuit with these polka dots painted all the way around there. They are nicely painted for the most part. There are some instances where they don't get the plastic all the way, but from a distance it looks the part. I can't really say I would like to see more polka dots on it, but I think there's some instances where it can use some polka dots, like right here on his shoulder. I think the right here in the middle of his back could use some. His elbows could use some polka dots, and maybe a little bit in the back of the legs. But overall, I like the way the costume looks. It's really accurate to the comics, so I gotta give him credit. And I do like the fact that they didn't modernize it by making it look like an actual suit rather than skin-tight polka dot suit. So yeah, great job there. Now, I do have him with his open gauntlet right here, and you can see what the closed gauntlet looks like. I would have liked it if he came with two matching gauntlets for each side and two effect pieces. That way we can have him shooting his effects at the same time. It does limit his posability option when you only have one, but it's not the end of the world. And one thing I do like is that Mcfarlane strayed away from the trigger finger hands that we've seen on all the figures. Although, I don't know what they're doing with their style pose hands. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he kind of has like this round indentation in his hand. It's not natural. It kind of looks like a bump in his left hand. I don't know why it looks that way. It makes holding weapons and accessories harder. Yeah, don't understand that one bit. The belt is clean for the most part. We do have this silver going around. We do have the silver plating along with the tan belt. So yeah, really nice belts, really good paint apps. Overall, like the way he looks. You can see some straps right here, and then some texturing differences right here. And like I said, I think some polka dots right here on his calves would have done nice, especially on the inside of his costume. There's a lot of room for improvement when it comes to the polka dots, but the colors are good. They pop. It looks really nice. And his boots, they look like regular Skechers boots that you can get at any store, and I love it. I don't know what it is about this costume. It's really simplistic and boring, but I love it for some reason. But yeah, that's Polka Dot Man for you guys. I didn't even mention that they did texture some of his boots at the bottom. Really do like when they do that. Just wish they went all the way with it. But yeah, that's Polka Dot Man for you guys. He's a really nice, fun character. There's really not much more to say about his details, so we'll actually wrap that up here and move on to comparisons. And so here we have Polka Dot Man posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Polka Dot Man posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we do have Polka Dot Man posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at his articulation. Now, Polka Dot Man does have an impressive amount of articulation for being a pretty generic looking character. Let's actually run through it. He does have a double ball joint here in the head, although he really doesn't get too much movement going up, and he is kind of limited going down. They really didn't implement that ball joint well, but they did implement it well enough that he does get some really nice head tilt. He of course can turn left and right, no problem. Arms are on ball joints at shoulder into the torso, and you can see it does have a really nice butterfly joint going forward and back. We can pivot the arm up and down. Hinges, no problem, really do like that. Goes all the way around. He does have a swivel here at the bicep. Could have been done a little bit better, but it works. Double jointed at the elbow. You can see he goes all the way up. Can make a phone call if he really wants to. Really do like that. We do have a ball hinge here at the wrist, so it does move up and down. We can rotate that joint to have in and out movement, and of course rotates on that pin. Now, he does have articulation underneath his jumpsuit. It is a soft material, and with that, he can actually lean back about that far, lean forward about that far, which is pretty impressive. He does tilt to the side, rotation, and I do think it's a ball joint. It doesn't feel like a hinge because I can actually move him off to the side and angle him, so I'm pretty sure that this is a ball joint, not a regular hinge joint. So really do like that, and like I said, he does rotate. His diaper piece is a floating piece, and you might have to adjust that just to hide the articulation. Legs do kick forward to about right there, kick back really far. I do like that. Go out to the side, and not the best we've seen, but it's pretty impressive for a man who's not going to be doing kung fu poses. No thigh swivel, unfortunately, but we do have double bend here at the knee. Kind of stiff, kind of robotic looking, but it functions properly, so I do like that. He doesn't have a boot cut swivel, but he does have rotation at the foot. Now, his foot is the only place of limited articulation. That's as far back as it goes, which is pretty fair, but going forward, it's practically non-existent. Now, we do have a forward-facing pin for rocker ankle, but again, the way it's sculpted, we don't get too much use out of that. And then he has a toe hinge, which is pretty much nothing. It really doesn't change the way his foot works, so yeah, not the best toe joint that we've seen. So overall, Polka Dot Man here has some pretty decent articulation. It's for what he is, I think it works for the character, so I'm not going to say it's terrible. So that's Polka Dot Man for you guys. What we're going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Polka Dot Man posed for my final thoughts, and overall, I think Mcfarlane has done a really good job with this figure. Now, it's not a comic book accurate Polka Dot Man, but I think the Suicide Squad's Polka Dot Man looks and feels like Polka Dot Man really should be. And if you want to smudge him in with your comic book collection, you can actually do that because the costumes are very similar. I think he works fine in both a DC Extended Universe collection and a DC comic collection. Depending on how you want to have him posed, depends on how much you're going to enjoy this figure. Me, personally, I really did enjoy this figure. He's actually a really fun figure, and I had a lot of fun posing him around and just playing around with him. Polka Dot Man here is a really fun figure to have in your collection. If you're a fan of the Suicide Squad, you're going to want to have Polka Dot Man in your collection, especially after seeing the pictures of the actor and his cat. How can you not be excited about that? But anyway, really liking the way this figure came out, and if you are looking for Polka Dot Man, at the time I'm making this video, he is available at retailers, and he is starting to hit stores at like Walmart, Target, Walgreens, and of course your online retailers like Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, and Entertainment Earth. So if you are looking for him, check your local stores, or you can order him online. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mcfarlane Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.